She is a professional electronics engineer and ASEAN engineer. She graduated at the Polytechnic University of the Philippines, Manila, with a degree of BS Electronics and Communications Engineering. She just graduated. Kaka-graduate na lang po last Saturday. Congratulate naman po natin siya. On her Master's in Electronics and Communications Engineering at De La Salle University. She is also a former lecturer at the FEU Institute of Technology from 2005 to 2014. Currently an instructor at the College of Engineering at the Polytechnic University of the Philippines from 2009 up to present. And the founder and CEO of Solareign Installation and Services. To discuss about Cognizance in the solar panels of today, please welcome Engineer Joan V. Magsumbol.
Good morning. Okay, so good morning. So this will be our topic for today, Cognizance of solar panels of today. And this will be our objectives. Medyo may pag-approach ako namin sa So, we're going to introduce what is solar technology, and then what are the different types of PV system, also the basics of solar, and then what is net metering program, and evaluate property, and also to calculate the ROI for putting up a PV system. So first question is, why do we need PV system? Definitely, we all experience a monthly increase in our electrical bill. So the main purpose is to lessen your electric monthly bill. And then, for power plant areas with low grid power, definitely, Philippines is made up of 7,560 islands. And definitely also, marami yung walang power. And then anticipating power outages, mostly during summer time in Mindanao, they are experiencing power outages, rotational brownout. And also to minimize our carbon footprint and dependence on dirty power sources. And according to real estate broker, that there is about 10 to 15% property increase or value increase in the property. So our traditional energy, which is dirty, comes from the nuclear, oil, coal, and natural gas, which adds pollution and also adds to our global warming. And almost every week, we are experiencing increase in oil price. By next month, mag-increase na rin yung minimum fare, which is 10 pesos na. And then, of course, we are, dirty energy also is fossil fuel dependence. So, meron lang siyang lifespan, around 25 years in our Malampaya. Whereas, renewable energy, so from the word renewable, coming from hydropower, solar, biomass, wind, ocean, and geothermal, there is no need to buy fuel because definitely nga, it's renewable and the cycle continues. And it is good for the environment because it adds no pollution. So these are some of the solar installed in our country. In Sangasol. And, of course, Mall of Asia. And in Robinson's Place, Dumaguete. It was built in 2016, 1.5 megawatts. So, SM North EDSA, yung rooftop na. So, makikita natin na yung mga businessmen, they are already venturing into solar or PV. So there are 4 types of PV systems, which includes off-grid solar PV, grid-tie solar PV, hybrid grid-tie solar PV, and hybrid off-grid system. So let's take a look at an overview of what is a solar home system, PV solar home systems. So based on this, a solar home system is a standalone type of PV system that is an alternative source to get an electricity. So this is just an alternative. On this figure, we have the PV module connected to the regulator or charge controller, and then connected to the battery, the regulator connected to the loads. But in this case, there is no inverter shown, so it was assumed that all the loads are DC. So how PV system works? Let's compare. So the rainwater collection systems versus photovoltaic systems. In the rainwater collection systems, we have the roof that collect the waters. And in photovoltaic, we have the solar panel. And then for the storage tank, in the rainwater collection system, we have the battery that stores the energy and the pipe that distributes the water. So we have the wire. And for our valve that controls the flow of water, so we have the controller or solar charge controller. So for the off-grid systems, it comprises of the following. So we have the solar panel, and then we have the charge controller, and the battery, then connected to the DC to AC converter because our appliances are at home are operating in AC. So there's a need to convert it first from DC to AC because the panel will produce a DC. So we also have what we call grid-tie PV systems. So in the grid-tie PV systems, there is no need for a battery kasi nga nakakonekta ka kay grid or kay Meralco. So in this case, we have the solar panel and then connected to the grid-tie inverter, which is connected to the breaker. And it also can be, net metering also can be applied in the grid-tie systems. So kapag ka, example, so during daytime, sunny weather, for example, naglagay ka sa rooftop mo ng 2 kilowatt system, and sunny yung weather natin, or mainit, and yung consumption mo lang on that particular day is 1 kilowatt per hour, per hour. And yung 1 kilowatt na yon, na remaining, kasi yung naka-install sa'yo is 2 kilowatts, so your consumption is 1 kilowatt, so the 1 kilowatt will be sent to Meralco, ibibenta mo siya through the process of net metering. Now, during the time that it's cloudy, so medyo mababa yung harvest mo, the system is 2 kilowatts, kaya lang, napoproduce lang ng panel mo dahil cloudy, 500 watts. But your consumption is 1,000 watts. So meron kang kulang na 500. So what will happen is, kukuha ka ng 500 from Meralco or utility. And definitely during night time, totally dependent ka kay Meralco because your panel cannot produce dahil nakadepende tayo sa sunlight. So, the catch is, design a system wherein it is just enough or sufficient to support your daily needs. Huwag mo i-over-design kasi hindi ka naman yayaman sa pagbebenta kay Meralco. Number 3 is hybrid grid-tie PV system. So for a hybrid grid-tie PV system, it comprises of the following. So again, we have the PV module connected to the battery, to the charge controller, and then to the battery. And then it is also connected to the utility grid. So you have a backup plan during brownout because it can be run by the battery. And then number 4 is hybrid off-grid PV systems. So you have a choice. So, of course, the main source of your energy during daytime is the solar. And then you can add a generator, or you can connect to the utility. And then connected to the inverter, and then we have the battery and the load. So, these are the terminologies that we usually encounter in our studies sa college natin, di ba? Sorry. So we have the big three, yung Ohm's law natin. We're in current, voltage, and resistance. And we define current as agos ng tubig. And then the voltage is the puwersa. And the resistance is the bigid. Or being defined by this illustration. So the voltage will push the ampere, but it will be ipipigilan siya ng resistance. Another electrical terminologies that we encounter are electric power, which pertains to gaano kalakas, and it is measured in terms of watts. That's why every time we buy appliances para sa bahay natin, we always ask, ano ba yung power rating yan? Tama? Sinabing, ako malakas kumain ng kuryente yan. So we're pertaining to power. And then energy, so the watt hour, ito naman yung consumption natin. And we are paying Naralco in terms of kilowatt hour or watt hour. So watts, what is the rate of power consumption? Just like speed. So how fast are you driving? Like your car's speedometer, maximum speed of 120 kilometers or 150 kilometers. Then watt hours is the quantity of power used, like the distance. So how many miles did you drive? And how much energy did the device use? 60 watts for 2 hours uses 120 watt-hour. And why is power rating important? So, because this power rating, yun yung kakailanganin natin pag mag-design na tayo ng system. Para malaman natin yung inverter size and so on. So, every country has their corresponding certification standards. So, pag bibili tayo ng mga panel natin, we have to look for it, yung mga quality certification standards. And if we don't see yung mga standards na yun, or hindi tayo nag-follow sa standards ng electricity, so this is what will happen. Diba? So, welded EC junction box, and that might also lead to what we call, so another faulty electrical wiring. Or, pag di nga tayo nag-follow sa electric code, it will lead to this one. Makakasunod po tayo ng bahay. Imbis na kumita po tayo, mag-aabuno pa tayo. So, for the solar basics, so our sunlight produces sunlight and sun heat. But what we are after is in sunlight. So, we have the ultraviolet rays. Di ba nga kapag nababad ka sa ilalim ng araw, naglalagay ka ng sunscreen protection para mag-protect yung skin mo sa UV rays. Ganun din yung mga wire na nilalagay natin. So, we don't put wires na pang loob, indoor, para sa labas. Kasi magiging pulbos yun. Tama po ba? And we're not after also in the infrared, but we're after the visible light in solar. So how sunlight scatters? So ito yung solar panel natin. So ang gusto natin is direct sunlight para mas malaki yung harvest natin. But of course, during the time na cloudy, so the sunlight will be scattered, kaya mababa yung harvest natin. And there are times that the sunlight will strike the Earth's crust. So that is what we call albedo effect. So what are the solar terminologies? So we have solar irradiance, also known as solar power. Solar insolation, also known as solar energy. and peak sun hours. So ito yung lagi natin na-encounter as we have solar. So let's take a look one by one. So solar irradiance or solar and sun power, it is the measurement of the sun's radiation. Expressed as watts per square meter, or in layman's term, we have sukat ng lakas ng sinag ng araw. So gusto natin mas malakas yung sinag ng araw. And during sunny day, so the average is 1,000 watts per square meter. And the one that measures solar irradiance is pyranometer. So next one is what we call solar insolation. So for solar insolation, so this is equivalent to solar energy that can be harvested from the sun, and is calculated as irradiance times time, or in unit we have watt-hour per square meter per day. Example, so solar irradiance at 1,000 watts per square meter for 4 hours, that will give us 4 kilowatt-hour per square meter. And during cloudy days, so 200 watts lang yung harvest natin, so that will mean 800 watt-hour per square meter. And then peak sun hour. So the third solar terminology is the peak sun hour. So in the Philippine setup, di ba, our sun rises in exactly or around 6 a.m. and sets down at 6 p.m. So habang nagtatanghali, lumalakas ang sinag ng araw. Tama? And this peak sun hour says the number of hours for which power at the rate of 1 kilowatt-hour per square meter would give an equivalent amount of energy to the total energy for the day. So, ang pinaka gusto nating oras, pag nag-harvest tayo ng sunlight for our PV is during the time of 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. Pero pag nag-swimming ka na, sulog ka. Pero sa PV, masaya yun because that is money-making time. So, this is the peak sun hours around the world. So definitely, yung nasa equator, sila yung pinaka-mataas yung peak sun hours. Philippines, so for the Philippines, the average is 4.5 peak sun hours. So, since nasa northern hemisphere tayo, pinaka-mainit na portion natin is yung sa Mindanao area. So how to calculate energy harvest? So for example, assuming you bought a PV system with 12 PV arrays that have a peak power of 3 kilowatts, so that means 12 modules, 250 watts per module, exposed to 1 kilowatt per square meter irradiance for an average period of 4.5 hours, you are to calculate the energy harvest. So to do that, we simply multiply yung system na pinut-up mo, which is 3 kilowatts. And then the peak sun hour is 4.5 hours. So daily harvest that you will have is 13.5 kilowatt hour. Average yun, pag summer, pwedeng maging 6 hours yun. So which means mas makakatipid ka. So, dati akala ko yung araw, hindi siya nag-iiba ng posisyon. So, nag-iiba pala ng posisyon yung araw. Okay, so it rises from the east and then to the west. And this is the location, the latitudes of the Earth. So, the Philippines is located on the northern hemisphere. So, di ba meron na tayong 2 seasons? We have wet and dry season. So, during the time na December, gusto-gusto natin kasi malamig yung panahon. Kasi yung araw, pumupunta dun sa ibaba during December. So, lalamig yung mga bansa sa itaas. Magiging winter season sila. So, mag-i-snow, kaya malamig tayo. Ngayon, during the time naman na March, so nandun na siya sa may equator. Until such time na tumawid siya ng April, May, so yun lang yung kasagsagan ng summertime natin. Pagdating ng June, nandun na siya sa kabilang side. So, itong baba, South Pole, magiging winter. Tapos yun din naman yung summer. So, So, how to capture and maximize solar harvest? 3 ways. First, you have to consider the array orientation, the tilt angle, and the azimuth. So, for us to understand what is array orientation, we have first to understand what is an array. So, array is a combination of several modules, and module is a combination of several cells. So, array orientation, this is the direction where the solar module should be facing. PV array should be oriented through the solar window to receive the maximum amount of solar radiation. And then, countries in the northern hemisphere should be facing south. Countries in the southern hemisphere should be facing north. Question, sa Philippines, saan ba natin i-face yung solar panel natin? Sa south, because we are in the northern hemisphere. So next factor to consider is what we call the tilt angle. So the tilt angle, this is the angle of the solar module. And ideally, whatever the latitude of your geographical location, that will be the tilt angle. So in Metro Manila, what is our latitude? 15 degrees. So that will be the ideal tilt angle. But in some countries, they adjust the tilt to compensate for the seasons. So, sun's position as seen in the equator. So, pag nasa equator ka, directly, 90 degrees yung sun. So, ano yung tilt angle na dapat natin gawin dun sa solar panel or sa module? Para makuha mo yung maximum harvest. Ideally, dapat flat lang siya. Tama? Para salong-salo mo. Kaya lang, we don't advise that. Kasi, magkakaroon ng mga dust and dirt yung solar panel. So, bababa yung harvest. Pero kapag tinilt mo siya ng konti, so in the event na umulan, mawawash out lahat ng dirt. So, next factor to consider is azimuth. So, azimuth, so this pertains to the angle or position of the solar module in reference to the true north. Balikan natin yung kanina. So, for example, so, on this case, saan natin nalagay yung solar panel natin? Saan nakatapat? Dito sa south side. Kapag naging inclined yung bahay mo, like this, so hindi mo naman siya iwa 180 degrees, tama? Mapangit naman ang orientation. So, you have to follow the azimuth. That is equivalent to 200 degrees. And these are the angle of tilt from the horizontal. So usually, in the Philippine setup naman, maximum of 10 to 40 degrees yung tilt na ginagawa natin. Ang pinaka matutulis talaga na bahay or lugar is yung mga kapilya, right? So, pasok pa rin naman siya kasi pag nilagay mo yung tilt angle na 40 degrees, andun pa rin siya sa red portion. So, malaki pa rin yung harvest mo. So, these are some of the sample applications. So, this is the tilt angle facing south, 180 degrees. Another tilt angle. 190 degrees southwest is the azimuth. And then, the ideal setup in NCR, definitely, should be facing to south. And then, 180 degrees azimuth. Then, the latitude is 15 degrees for the tilt angle. And in Bacolod, 10 degrees. So, in between 10 degrees to 40 degrees is appropriate in Philippine setting. So, these are some of the basic facts. Even if you bought the same size and system but installed it in different locations, let's say in Luzon and Mindanao, you will have a different harvest. So, hindi ibig sabihin sa Luzon or sa NCR, naglagay ka ng 1 kilowatt system. Pagdating sa Mindanao, 1 kilowatt system, parehas ng harvest, hindi po. Depende po yun sa lakas ng silag ng araw. So, it's a case-to-case basis. So, should you put your solar panels on tilt frames like this? Definitely not. Sinira mo na yung aesthetics ng bahay mo. Tama? And at the same time, yung effect ng shadow. Pag nagkamali ka ng calculate, matatakpan na yung kabila, right? Yung second row. And also, wind lift. So, pag bumagyo, maglilipanin lahat ng pallet mo, goodbye na rin yung pera mo. And this one, definitely, syempre, ang gawin mo, putulin mo na lang yung portion ng halaman kasi nagkakos siya ng pagbaba ng harvest. Huwag mo nang iurong yung panel, di ba? Pwede putulin mo lang. And for this one, definitely also, no. Right? Kasi sinisira ko din ulit yung aesthetics. Ayaw yan ng mga architects. And also, wind lift. And if you don't follow the specification of the manufacturer in proper installation of the solar panel, this is what will happen. So, totoo po itong nangyari. So, what are the parts of solar PV? So, we have the solar panels, the charge controllers, and then the inverter and the battery. So, let's take a look at the following one by one. So, solar panels, it converts sunlight to electrical power through the passes called the photovoltaic effect. And it is mainly made up of silicon. So, it follows the photovoltaic effect. So, diba sabi natin, current flows. There is a current when electron flows. So, pag na-disturb yung electron, nagbanggaan sila, magkakaroon ng kuryente. So, in this case, when sufficient energy strikes the solar panel, so it will knock down electrons. So, parang principle siya ng billiard. Meron kang puting bola, tapos tinira mo yon, gagalaw lahat ng bola. Right? So, that is how photovoltaic effect happens. So, we have monocrystalline type of solar panel and polycrystalline. So, this is how they look like. So, medyo bluish yung ating poly, blackish naman yung monocrystalline. And these are their advantages, and these are disadvantages. So, for our mono, so highest grade silicon, then smaller but with higher output, then performs better at low light conditions and performs well in top heat. However, the disadvantage is it costs more pesos per watts. In the polycrystalline, it costs less. It is widely used in solar farms kasi hindi naman issue sa solar farm yung space. Unlike kapag yung bahay mo maliit, tapos marami kang appliances na gustong paandarin using solar. So you need a smaller type ng PV na mataas ang harvest, which is monocrystalline. So disadvantages are lower efficiency and bulkier. So the number of solar cells in a panel. So this pertains to number of bus bars. An LG Leon has 12 bus bars. And this one has 3 bus bars. Yung kulay puti, yun yung tinutukoy niyang bus bars. 5 bus bars. And SunPower, yung kanina, na nanalo, no, which is more efficient. So at 290 watts, mono versus 250 watts, mono, they are of the same size. So definitely, pipiliin natin yung 290 watts. So, another example, using efficient panels. Both panels are of the same size, which is 1 meter by 1.6 meters. Same area of panels, but the one on the right has higher power output. So, it will give us 3.48 kilowatt peak. So, iisipin mo kung saan ka yun nga na-mention kanina, kung saan mo gagamitin. Kung malaki naman yung space mo, di ba? Kung pareha sila ng design, kung mas malaki, kung marami kang load, tapos maliit yung space mo, gamitin mo yung 3.48 kilowatts. The module labels, so these are the things that you need to look at sa solar panel, sa likod. And a solar panel from reputable modules have 10 years warranty and 25 years power output guaranteed at 80%. Di ba kaya ginagamit nga siya sa mga satellite and solar. So module configurations, it can be done using series connection or parallel connection. Of course, there are reasons why we will connect it using series or parallel. Or use a series parallel combination for our solar panel. Why? It says, because every charge controllers and grid tie inverters have a voltage range with minimum and maximum. So, syempre, di ba, pag nag-series ka, ano mangyayari sa voltage natin? Tataas. Eh, merong minimum and maximum. Pag nag-parallel ka naman, tataas yung current mo. So, meron ding minimum and maximum. And according to this, exceed voltage, you burn out the inverter or solar charge controller. Under voltage, the inverter won't work. So, you have to follow the specifications. Tapos, syempre, kapag nagpa-parallel ka, tataas yung kuryente, ibig sabihin, kakapal yung wire mo na gagamitin. So, most string inverters, 240 volts to 550 with 360 as optimum. And then, most MPPT charge controllers have 145 volts DC as maximum. So, PWM charge controllers have to be closely matched to solar panel array voltage. So, these are the do's and the don'ts in solar PV. So, definitely use the same type of solar PV module in your system. Di pwedeng naglagay ka sa bubungan mo ng 100 watts na 4. Tapos, next year, gusto mo mag-expand, maglalagay ka naman 250 watts. Di pwedeng pagsamahin. So, mixing different models with different voltage or current will have an unbalanced output. So, watch out. And then, orient all your modules in the same direction. So, kung lahat sila facing south, so dapat lahat sila facing south. And, if possible, with the same tilt angle. And then, if the PV modules will fit on one side of the roof, so, you will consider using dual string type inverter or dual tracker. So, what are the factors that limit solar PV production? So, definitely, it is dependent on climate or weather. So, gusto-gusto na yung solar kapag ka sunny. Pag cloudy, syempre, medyo mababa yung harvest. And also, during rainy seasons. And also, the orientation of the solar modules. So, top priority is facing south. And then, the tilt angle of the module. So, hindi ka naman maglalagay ng module na 90 degrees na nakaganon. So, paano siya makakapag-harvest? Right? And then the temperature on the module. So, di ba, we know that as the temperature rises, nagkakaroon ng system degradation. And the effects of shading on the modules. Shadows created by trees, buildings, leaves, bird droppings, yung poste ng Meralco. So, brightness and temperature. So, this is how it works. Sabi natin, mas maganda, mas malakas ang silag ng araw. Right? And pag walang silag ng araw, definitely wala ka rin harvest. So pag mainit, bumababa din yung harvest mo. Pag malamig, tataas din yung harvest. So, where is the best location to install the solar module? Since sabi natin, gusto natin malakas silag ng araw at the same time, bababa yung temperature. Sa Philippines, saan natin magandang ilagay? Sa Baguio. Kasi, malakas ang silag ng araw, pero malamig. So, what are the effects of temperature? Tingnan natin kasi that is one factor to consider para sa pag-set up natin yung PV. So, installation of 2 panels at 250 watts, the measured output power is 310 to 325. That supposedly, it should be maximum of 400 watts. 400 plus watts kasi 80%, di ba? Kaya lang, ang nakuha lang daw natin is 310 to 325. This is due to heat loss. So that is the reaction of the silicon crystalline to temperature. So you would notice that at that side, the PV main surface temperature is 45 degrees. Pagdating dito sa roof temperature, 54. And here, in between, is 42 degrees. So that is the effect of temperature, may loss. So, effects of shadow. Ito yung na-miscalculate niya sa kanyang trigonometry. Right? So yung first row, natakpan ng shadow yung second row. So shadow reduces module output. So the last two panels comprise of 25 watts and 16 watts na dapat it is a 100 watt solar panel. So dapat nandun lang siya sa range na yun. So tignan natin. Now, every solar panel or PV has a bypass diode. So di ba, pinag-aralan din natin yung college tayo, yung bypass diode. It will bypass. So, ang cells kasi ng solar panel, naka-series yan. So we have the Christmas light effect. So to eliminate the Christmas light effect, nagkaroon ng bypass diode. In the event na meron shadow sa taas, so the first diode will bypass. I-skip niya na yung first portion. So dediretso siya dito sa linya na to, sa pangalawa, kasi that would be the flow of current, right? And then, isa lang yung affected ng harvest. For this case, yung dulo naman yung natakpan at nagkaroon ng shadow. So what will happen? Definitely, wala ka na ma-harvest kasi open na yung line dito, right? So, at this case, yung sa ibaba naman, yung natakpan ng shadow. So still, you will have a harvest kasi may current flow pa rin siya. Right? Pero kapag tinulugan na ng pusa, yung solar panel, o kaya nagpupo, nalaglagan ng dahon, di ba? Nagtataka ka bakit bumaba yung harvest, tatawagan mo yung nag-install, aawayin mo pa. Na, bakit gano'n, kakalagay lang. Pero yung pala, tinutulugan ng pusa tuwing hapon. 2 p.m. pa no? So, 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. window. So, for maximum harvest between 9 a.m. to 3 p.m., the solar modules must be free from shadows. So these are the mounting kits needed for PV. So you have the railings, and then the mid clamp, kasi kailangan may mid clamp to connect yung dalawang magkatabi. And then we have the end clamp para kumapit siya dun sa dulo, kasi baka dumaustos yung PV. So these are some of the types of installation or mounting. So we have the roof mount, roof tiles installation, and then this is roof deck installation, ground mount installation, also ground mount, and then this is galvanic corrosion. Di ba kasi ang aluminum at copper pag pinagsama, mag-aaway. Parang sabi nga daw nila, si oposisyon, si President Duterte. Pero DDS pa. So, tons of silat. So, pag maglalagay ka naman ng silat, syempre, just enough para makahold lang yung framings. And these are the module orientations. It can be oriented using landscape or portrait. Depende sa area ng roof mo. So, what to look for in a module? So, you have to identify ano gusto mong gamitin. Mono ba or poly? Siyempre, pag kino-consider mo yung economy, piliin mo si poly. Pero pag ang kino-consider mo yung space, efficient, kay mono ka pumunta. Then, power output or wattage, efficiency, at least it should belong to tier 1. And then, product quality logo. Of course, warranty. Then, guarantee of 25 years. And these are the standard test, hindi ko yung test conditions. And watch out also for fake solar panels. Yung iba daw po kasi, yung first portion lang, yung totoo. Yung sunod, printed lang po yun. Majority po yung nandun po sa raon, sila po yun. Kaya ayaw po nila magpa-test. So next part is the charge controller. So yung una natin is the panel or PV. Next is the charge controller. So from the word charge controller, it will control the charge. And it is used in battery-based system. So it controls the charge coming from the solar module and goes to the battery to charge it and prevent overcharge and over-discharge. Siyempre, ipoprotect mo yung battery mo. Hindi naman matalino yung solar panel na naisip niya na yung battery puno na. Di ba? O kaya, over-discharge na. So, kailangan mo ng charge controller. It can be PWM or MPPT type. And then, this is PWM and MPPT type. So, connected to the battery, connected to PV, to terminals, and then connected to the load. So, what to look for in a charge controller? So, ano yung gagamitin mo? PWM ba o MPPT? Tapos, the type of battery it can handle, or it can charge. And the voltage rating. Pag PWM, mga 500 watts, pang street light. Pag more than 1 kilowatt, gamit ka ng MPPT type. And then maximum current rating. So, yun yung sinasabi ko kanina. Kaya kailangan mo ma-identify kung ang connection mo ay series, parallel, or series parallel. Kasi may maximum current rating yung charge controller. It can be 10, 20, 40 amperes. So, low voltage disconnect. So, to prevent over-discharge. Voltage disconnect, overcharge. So, next we have the battery. So, a battery is an electrochemical energy storage that discharges energy via chemical reaction. And we have the car battery versus the leaf cycle. Ano ba yung ginagamit natin kay solar? So, we don't use car battery. Kasi yung car battery, thinner, subjected plates, and prone to warping. Whereas a leaf cycle is designed to store large amount of energy, bigger plates. Tsaka yung car battery, it is only used to start up, di ba, yung makina. Pero itong leaf cycle, pwede mo siyang fully charge and discharge. Up to 80%. And then larger surface area, longer lifespan for leaf cycle. So not recommended for solar PV systems if you're going to use it long term. Ibig sabihin, kumbaga sa gulong, madali siyang maputbol. So, but the leaf cycle is repeated recharging and discharging. And for our leaf cycle, we have two types, the flooded type battery. So, it is a maintenance type. Nalagyan mo siya ng liquid electrolytes, distilled water. It requires frequent checking on electrolyte levels. And it emits gases, kaya hindi mo siya pwedeng ilagay malapit sa kitchen. So, requires a venting system for storage. Mounted in upright position. Then, a deep cycle valve regulated. So, this is non-maintenance type battery. And the ventilation requirements is lower. The two types are gel and AGM. So, these are some of the examples of gel, good for colder environment. Then we have good for hot and cold. We have the 27 AGM. Ang price nito around 240K. Mura lang, di ba? And the emerging, bili na lang tayong kotse. Emerging battery Tesla technology is the lithium-ion Tesla, which is also very expensive. So, which is used in Build Your Dream electric bus. Ito naman nasa 135K. So, battery capacity. Capacity is a measure of battery energy storage. Rated in ampere hour. And then the higher the capacity, so definitely the bigger and the heavier the battery. So, note that a 200 ampere hour, 12 volts battery weighs 40 kilos. Parang halos kasing bigat ko pala yung isang battery. So, state of charge and depth of discharge. So, state of charge, this is the charge level of the battery. So, 100% state of charge means 0% depth of discharge. And then depth of discharge, this is the discharge level of the battery. So, example, 100% and 0%, 75% SOC is 25% depth of discharge. So, for you to determine ano na yung level of discharge and state of charge ng battery, it can be measured using your tester, di ba? So you can identify the percentage of charge. So battery cycle life. Cycle is the number of times a battery can be charged and discharged. One full charge and discharge cycle is considered as one cycle. So approximately, ang lifespan ng battery is 3 years. So after 3 years, babalitan mo siya ulit. Parang cellphone lang, di ba? Hindi ka naman talaga nagpapalit ng cellphone. Pinapalitan mo yung battery. Right? Kaya bibili ka ng bagong cellphone. So battery temperature. So lead acid batteries are rated by the manufacturer at 25 degrees Celsius. Temperature affects performance and lifespan. Applicable din yata rin sa tao, no? Mas mahaba ba yung buhay ng mga tao sa malalamig na lugar? It accelerates chemical activity, cold slows it down, try to maintain positive negative 5 degrees of its rated operating temperature. And then, of course, we have also to consider the connection of the battery. If it will be using series or parallel connection. Depende sa requirement ulit. Example, so if the inverter requires 24 volt input battery voltage and load requires a 400 ampere hour battery capacity, and the available battery is 12 volts, 200 ampere hour. So what is the configuration that will be done? So kailangan natin ng 24 volts, so we have to make 2 series para magkakaroon tayo ng 24 volts. Kailangan natin ng 400 ampere hour. So kailangan natin silang i-parallel. So it's a combination of series and parallel connection, 2 series and 2 parallel to meet the requirement of the inverter. So you cannot mix different batteries. Right? Kasi yung effect mo, biggest link. So choosing a battery, it must be deep cycle. And then, can you handle the maintenance and capacity? You have to check quality logos and the cost per unit. And also the storage areas or racks. So, next is we have the inverter. Inverter. So what does an inverter? So from the word i-invert niya, kasi ang hina-harvest natin is DC. So that must be converted to AC. And it must be pure sine wave. And an inverter can be grid tie, hybrid, off-grid, or hybrid off-grid. So for the grid tie inverters, for on-grid, there are 3. So we have microinverter, string type inverter, hybrid grid tie inverter. For the off-grid, we have the off-grid inverter and hybrid off-grid inverter. So based on this, sabi niya, the name of the solar power system is based on the type of inverter. So pag sinabi niya grid tie system, ibig sabihin, grid tie yung inverter mo. Pag sinabi niya off-grid, so off-grid yung inverter mo. So microinverter, so these are inverters that are connected to a single PV module, the smallest grid tie inverter. And usually rated at 200 watts to 300 maximum power output. Directly connected to the breaker using MPPT technology and pure sine wave. So this is an example of microinverter. 500 watts, 10 years warranty. And then the string inverter, it is an inverter that is connected to a PV string. So the modules are wired in series. And then it increases the voltage to keep the current low, uses MPPT technology. So this is an example of string type grid tie inverter. Single tracker and dual tracker. So yung dual tracker, pag magkaiba ng orientation, so isang side ng mga solar panel mo naka-face ng south, yung isa siguro nakalagay sa east kasi kulang pa yung para sa harvest na kailangan mo. So hybrid grid tie inverter, it can be grid tie and off-grid. So this is 5 kilowatts and 3 kilowatts. And off-grid inverter, inverter that is used for independent standalone application. So these are the output voltage waveform. So these are example. Makakabili ka ng off-grid inverter sa CDR King. So yung isang side, sa load, yung isa, DC. So hybrid off-grid inverter. Inverter with battery system and optional utility. So priority on solar and grid power as support. So pag nag-brown out, ibig sabihin pwede mo rin itong i-connect kay Meralco at the same time. So what to look for in an inverter? So you have to make sure na, syempre, preferably sa bahay, nagamit talaga tayo pure sine wave. And then efficiency. And then, of course, surge capacity with motors. Kasi di ba pag may motor, nagka-times 3 yung current for the induction. So, solar photovoltaic systems. So, what is photovoltaic? Came from the two words photo and voltaic, which means light and energy. That's why photovoltaic means light energy. And these are the 4 types of PV system. We have the off-grid, grid-tie, hybrid, and off-grid system. So for an off-grid, it comprised of solar panel, charge controller, battery, inverter, and the load. For the grid-tie, so we have the solar panel, then we have the grid-tie inverter, then connected to the load. And you are also connected to the utility. So the grid-tie system with battery backup. So difference lang nito, meron kang additional battery. So during brownout, pwede ka pa rin, may kuryente ka pa rin. May source ka ng light or ng energy. And then hybrid grid-tie PV systems. So we have the solar panel, battery, and then connected to the grid. Hybrid off-grid. So we mentioned a while ago, you can provide a generator. O kaya, gusto mo big-big kung medyo malaki yung bahay nyo, di ba? So how to make the most of your system? So off-grid sizing. So what do you need to power? So maximum watts including induction. This determines inverter. So ibig sabihin, ano yung mga load mo sa bahay? Ano yung mga appliances mo? So ika-calculate natin siya based on power rating para ma-identify yung inverter size. Next is, how many hours will you use per day? So that will determine our battery size. And then, how many solar panels do you need to charge battery bank every day? So, in this case, we are to use 3 to 3.5 as our magic number. So, this is an example. Okay, so, example, you have these appliances. So, you have the lights, ref, TV, fan, water pump. Baka yung lumang klase pa ito ng ilaw kasi 150 watts. Tapos isa lang, no? And then, ref, 300 watts. TV, 100 watts each. Then, you have 3 television set. Electric fan, 70. Then, water pump, 746. May induction siya. So, that will be multiplied to 3. So, total consumption mo, kung halimbawa, sabay-sabay silang buhay sa loob ng isang oras, is 1,706 watts. So, meaning to say, you are to use a 5 kVA inverter. A 5 kVA inverter typically is 48 volts. Kaya kinuha natin 5 kVA, pasok pa rin yung 3,798 watts. Next, to calculate the battery size. So, gusto mo na meron kang kuryente for the next 4 hours. Total power consumption in the previous slide is 1706. So we have 1706, that's 4 hours siyang brown out proof. So you will have 6824 watt hour. Yung ginamit natin kanina na inverter size is 48 volts. Kaya we have 6824 watt hour divided by 48 volts, that will give us 142 ampere hour. So, yun yung size ng battery mo. Now, times 2 natin siya. Bakit? Kasi di ba, ang battery hanggang 50% lang yung dapat na gamitin natin. Ideally, 50% lang yung kailangan natin gamitin na depth of discharge. So use two sets in parallel for batteries of 12 volts to have 10 ampere hours. Number 3 is solar panel calculation. So 6824 watt-hour from the previous slide. And then 3.5 peak sun hour, yung pinagamit sa ating magic number. So that means 1949 watts peak. So you're going to use 2 kilowatts na solar panel. That means 8 pieces na 250. Okay. And for the cost estimation, ito yung mga kailangan mo. An inverter will cost you 27,000. 1 unit, battery, 11,300. So, kailangan mo ng 8. And then, solar panel plus tax, 60,000. So, rough estimate for a 2 kilowatt system is 177,400. So, naka-off-grid ka. Ibig sabihin, na 4 hours siyang buhay. Kapag ka, umulan, di wala kang harvest. So, 4 hours siya. Meron ka pa rin supply ng kuryente. Provided na ikaw din yung mag-i-install niyan. Okay? So, with installation. Pag papa-install mo yan, the ratio is 1.5. So, pag 1 kilowatt, magiging 100,000. So, kapag off-grid, 150,000 yung charge sa'yo. So, yung 2 kilowatts is nasa 300,000. 270 to 300,000. So, di ba nakatipad ka na ng 100K basta maikabit mo? Na tama, Okay. So, next one is net metering. So, net metering is no battery is needed to store or maintain. Every unused kilowatt is used or credited. So, mangyayari, nag-harvest ka, sumobra, ibebenta mo kay Naralco to the process of net metering. Actually, hindi ka naman niya babayaran ng pera. Ininet lang niya. Di ba sa gabi, magkukonsumo ka. So, sa umaga, nagbebenta ka sa kanya. Pero yung pagbebenta mo sa kanya is mas mura. Pag bumili ka sa kanya, mas mahal. Tutubuan na niya yun. Ganun po yung process ng net metering. So, example, how to make the most of your solar installation. So, apply for net metering. And then, peak of peak. So, yung net metering, peak of peak. So, net metering, meron kang 2 metro. Kukunin niya yung net. Consumption, minus na benta mo. So, yung net. Yun na lang yung babayaran mo kung may babayaran ka pa. Then, external. Kung ayaw mo naman bentahan si Meralco, gamit ka na lang ng limiter. Kasi kapag di ka gumamit ng limiter, tapos sobra yung napoproduce mong energy, mangyayari is, i-charge ka pa ni Meralco. Okay. So, peak of peak or time of use. So, meron kasi tayong peak hour ng consumption, 8 a.m. to 9 p.m. During Sunday, 6 p.m. to 8. Meron off-peak. Yung peak time gets billed 2 pesos higher. Pag off-peak, lower. Example, to calculate, Metro Manila year-round average over estimate, 12 pesos. So, ito example ng Meralco rate. Average ng Meralco, kunwari is 12 pesos per kilowatt hour. So, kung meron kang nilagay na system na 20 kilowatts, so you will have a daily yield of 90 kilowatts. That means you're going to save 394,000 pesos. Example of calculating without pump. So meron kang project na 5 kilowatts. Sabi ko nga, di ba, 1 kilowatt is to 100,000. So ang project cost mo, 515. Yearly harvest, 82. Meralco rate is 1280. So ang ROI mo after 4.89 years or approximately 5 years. Okay? Without peak of peak, 1280 yung presyo. Ngayon, nag-apply ka dun sa peak of peak. So, ibig sabihin, yun pa rin yung system mo, 5 kilowatts. Kaya lang, during daytime, mas mahal yung babayaran mo na 2 piso. Tama? Kasi peak eh. So, ang makakalculate, you will have an ROI after 4.23 years. Ngayon, idagdag daw natin yung tawag ito, calculating ROI, add pa. So, meron siya dito, 3,000 kilowatt per month, paying 12 pesos kilowatt, 80% at night yung consumption niya, 20% lang sa daytime. So, ibig sabihin, nagtatrabaho siya, walang tao sa bahay ng gabi. Mas mahal yung umaga. So, pagdating ng umaga, ang babayaran niya dapat is 26,000 kung di siya nag-apply. Tama po ba? Ngayon nag-apply na siya ng peak of peak and at the same time, naglagay siya ng solar. Hindi pa pala siya naglalagay dito ng solar. Nag-apply siya sa peak of peak. So, magmumura yung peak, yung off-peak niya ng 2 piso. So, yung isa, mas mahal. Yung daytime, 14 pesos. Kasi 12 yung ano natin, reference, di ba? Tapos, yung gabi naman niya, 10 pesos. So, nakatipid na siya from 36,000 down to 32,400. Kaya pwede po tayo mag-apply sa peak of peak. Ngayon, nilagyan niya ng solar. So, kapag umaga, magagaling lahat kay solar. Tama, yung kuryente niya. Previously, on this slide, ayan. So, 14 pesos ang umaga ang charge eh. So, ang natipid niya is 8,400. So, ang bill na lang niya is 24,000 pesos. From 36,000 to 24,000. Kasi naglagay siya ng solar, tapos nag-apply siya sa peak of peak. So, these are the factors to consider pag mag-design survey ka. So, location, you can use the map or the Google Earth, orientation and azimuth. Check for module mounting, the roof area, tilt angle, mechanical structure of the roof. And then, ground mount ba yan? Balance of system, shading, total energy consumption, electrical load, and load analysis. Thank you po.
Thank you, Ma'am Joan, for that wonderful talk about solar power systems, solar system. There's a big design. Okay, so may we request Engineer Dennis Molina, Engineer Gerhard Pan for the awarding of the certificate and token of appreciation. This certificate of appreciation is awarded to Engineer Joan V. Magsumbol for having shared her knowledge and expertise as our resource speaker on the topic Cognizance in the solar panels of today, which significantly contributed to the success of the second EST Roadshow 2018. Given this 20th day of October in the year of our Lord 2018 at Quezon City, National Capital Region, Republic of the Philippines. Signed, Dennis L. Molina, PECE, Chairman, EST Roadshow 2018, and Romulo Agatep, PECE, APEC ASEAN Engineer, President, IECEP Foundation. Let's give them a warm round of applause. Okay, asan na yung listahan ulit ng ano? Yung mga nanalo? Yung mga nanalo, yung number nyo, nakalimutan yun.